Governor Andrew Cuomo, the same one who's responsible for hundreds, maybe even thousands of deaths at nursing homes in New York, has just declared a state of emergency on gun violence, and the bill is actually looking to kill the firearms industry in New York, and it's very unconstitutional. Sit by and watch this episode of Guns and Gadgets to learn more. Today's episode is brought to us by the USCCA. Whether you're a new gun owner or someone who has been around for a long time, we all like to train and prepare for that event we hope never happens. With the USCCA, they offer training, education, and as a member, you get self-defense liability insurance, so they have your back before, during, and after a legal armed encounter. Check them out at uscca.com/GNG. Link is down below, and you can cancel at any time. Thank you to the USCCA for sponsoring this channel. That's what I use for my family, and I strongly urge that you check them out. Link is down below. Now let's get into this craziness in New York. But first, I'll let you hear it from the Bobo's mouth.
So today, first state in the nation is going to declare a disaster emergency on gun violence.
That's right. Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York yesterday signed an executive order stating that gun violence is now a public nuisance and as a result will be treated as a public health crisis. I've been warning people about this for years on the federal side on this channel, but here's a state that is just bold enough to do whatever they want, whether it violates people's rights or not, or if it goes against federal law or not. But hey, this is the same guy who appears to be covered in Teflon, Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York. Now, here are a couple of the other things he said in yesterday's announcement.
Keep guns out of the hands of dangerous people. The Trump administration was so pro-gun, they did insane things. They said a person with active warrants should be allowed to purchase a gun. We said, that's crazy. And today I'm signing legislation to close that Trump loophole. If you have an active warrant, you cannot buy a gun in the state of New York, period. Thank the legislature for passing that. Congress actually passed a law that holds gun makers immune from lawsuits. Okay? I know this too well. Last year of the Clinton administration, we had the gun manufacturers who were being sued by cities, by groups. Mark Morial was there. And we went to the gun manufacturers and we said, we'll end these suits, but you have to agree to a safe gun policy. Fingerprint ID technology they had, where the trigger would only work for the fingerprint of the authorized user. They would get rid of all the bad dealers. They would stop marketing to children. It was all set up. Reduce the capacity magazines. Smith & Wesson signs the agreement in the Clinton administration, agrees to the safe gun agreement. We have a ceremony in the Rose Garden with Bill Clinton as president. We thought this was a new day, that we actually going to have a smart, safe gun agreement where we were going to stop the illegal sales, stop the sales. Just the fingerprint technology alone would have saved thousands of lives. We have the ceremony in the Red Room. George Bush announces if he's president, he's going to pass a law that gives the gun manufacturers immunity so no other gun manufacturer should sign on to our safe gun agreement. Smith & Wesson had already signed. Smith & Wesson was the largest handgun manufacturer in the United States. NRA reared up its ugly head. They fired the president of Smith & Wesson. They said to all the gun manufacturers, don't do any. Wait to see if Bush is elected. I had been negotiating with the gun manufacturers. I said, oh, don't worry waiting, because Gore's going to be elected. They said, okay, well, on the off chance that you're wrong and Bush gets elected, we're going to wait. Bush gets elected, he passes immunity. Only industry in the United States of America. Only industry in the United States of America immune from lawsuits are the gun manufacturers, thanks to George Bush and the NRA. New York is going to sign a law today that reinstates the public nuisance liability for gun manufacturers. This is going to be a very big deal.
The big part of this is that he has just signed an unconstitutional order, a bill into law, that will regulate lawful interstate commerce in New York. Lawful interstate commerce. Now this law, make no mistake about it, this law is an attempt to circumvent the federal law, the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, that protects firearm manufacturers, insert name here, Carr, Glock, SIG, Smith & Wesson, whatever. It insulates them from the crimes and tragedies perpetrated by madmen and women who happen to utilize the tool they make. You cannot sue Ford because you got drunk and got behind a wheel and crashed and killed people. You get the point. I can keep going with the examples, but you totally understand where I'm going with this. It is not Glock's fault that some person decides to cause harm to others. It's the individual, and that's why this has been planned for a long time. Let me rewind the clock in New York a little bit. New York instituted some crazy lockdowns as a result of a virus. And don't forget, they also got rid of their bail program. It was more of a catch and release type deal. A criminal did something bad, they would just let him go right back out that day. They didn't have to post bail. And as a result of that, plus the lockdowns and people not getting treatment for issues they might have, people started to have more aggression and crime rose. And it was a planned crime increase. Take that in and factor in that the riots that were going on across the country and how people want to defund the police, and New York is no different. And all that stuff. So there's less police, there's less funding for police, crime has increased, they don't go hard on criminals. This is all a recipe for disaster, which is what's going on in New York City and other Democrat-run cities as we speak. In New York City alone, homicides are up 23%. Shooting incidences are up 80%. Shooting victims is up 79%. Those are drastic increases in New York City, which is already a high crime area. And this is directly related to that formula I just spoke about with all the different factors going in. New York knew this was going to happen. Anybody who has a right mind could see that this would happen, and it played right into where we are today. So because these numbers are up, because New York doesn't put people away, and they don't like laws to be enforced on violent criminals, that we don't put them away. Stop it. Don't murder again. Stop it. Sorry. But because of this, they want to flip the script and say that it's the gun's fault. It's not. Guns have been around for hundreds of years. Weapons have been around for thousands of years. It's the people, not the tool. So, in a way to save the world, tough guy Cuomo is going to violate the rights of everybody in his state, especially if you're a gun owner. Now, the NSSF, the National Shooting Sports Foundation, they are going to they're going to fight this. They're going to take up a lawsuit. Now, this is from a faux tough guy, Cuomo, who should be in prison for things that he's done and is looking to run for a fourth term. This is just a way to get votes. This is illegal. It's unconstitutional. It's going to be overturned. Unfortunately, it's going to take a lawsuit. Because judges and justices, they don't have gonads anymore. But this will be overturned. I just want to let everybody know how illegal and unconstitutional it is. If you live in New York, you have taken another step to be the worst state in the union for guns, and that's tough because California is they usually fight in New York and California no, I'm the worst, no, I am. But let me know what you guys and gals think about this down below. This is only looking to open that window of liability for manufacturers so they can be sued out of the state. That's it. Sued out of business, therefore guns won't be a problem because people can't make them anymore. That's the whole thought process behind this. It's been tried several times to be put through federally, and they will try again. Mark my word, they try it every year. But let me know what you guys think down below. Am I crazy? Am I the only person who saw this formula evolve? Am I the only person who could foresee the future 6, 8, 9 months ago when people were burning down buildings, burning down neighborhoods, and nothing was done? Yet if you went to church, they would put you in jail. If you wanted to go to work so you could feed your kids and keep your house, they would threaten to put you in prison, you know, because of the lockdowns. You got to keep people safe, but burning down the neighborhoods, that's fine. Let me know if I'm the only one. I mean, maybe I'm on an island, but I like to think there are more sane people out there. Guys and gals, thank you for your time. I appreciate you all so much more than you know. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. This is where I will bring you Second Amendment news every single day, no matter where it happens, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. And with you, the word gets out and we become stronger. So please like the video, share it with others. And until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon, check out the USCCA. Have a fantastic day. Take care, everybody.